Succession planning is one of the most debated and discussed subject, I think, in all walks of life, whether it is politics, whether it is family, whether it is business, or it was kingdoms in the earlier periods. Now, in family business, they say there are three important challenges for long-term preservation of family and business, and they are succession, succession, and succession. So let's see it at a little serious note or at a detailed level. We can see succession from multiple angles. So first is that is it an event that on a particular day transfer of power or authority happens, or it's a process? I think the obvious answer to any thinking person would be it is not an event but a process which requires careful planning and management of expectations of multiple people. Now, who are these multiple people? Succession is critical both for the family and for the business. So all members of the family have a stake in smooth conduct of succession planning and implementation, as well as the business. So family members active in business, professionals, business associates, all of them have a critical stake in successful planning of succession as also its implementation. In succession planning, in my opinion, there are five important dimensions. First one of them is the financial or wealth. How, in what manner it goes from the current holder or owners of the wealth to future owners of the wealth. So the financial or the wealth transfer. The second part is the tax. So, there are all kinds of tax laws, and many a times when succession planning conversation happens, it also requires some kind of restructuring or the way assets are held in, whether it's a trust company, holding company. So tax and structuring is the second important dimension which needs to be dealt with. Third is the associated issue of legal. So whatever is being planned has to be done in such a manner that it is not only tax efficient but legally compliant, and so that tomorrow there aren't any disputes between different family members. Fourthly, succession is also about transfer of power, control. And this control is of two natures, two kinds. First is the control or power which one gets because of the ownership of business, and second is because of the management role in the business. So how does this power moves from person or persons having it in their hands in future to those who would kind of take this on for running the family and business? And last, and perhaps the most important element of succession planning is the human dimension. When I say human dimension, succession for the current incumbent would inevitably bring in thoughts about his or her mortality. And also, if you have been holding on something and you are letting go, there would be some sense of insecurity. Also, the time you have been spending or business has been passion, and tomorrow, if you are letting go that, what happens? That uncertainty is more often than not unnerving for people. And right now I am just talking about the person letting go. Similarly, for the potential successor, if there is only one, or if there are multiple, the spouses of the current leader and the potential successor, different family members, people in management position in business, associates, advisors working with the current person holding wealth and control, all of these people would get affected by this transfer of power and wealth. So the kind of emotions it generates in different players and the way they impact each other, uh, I would say creates a whole lot of uncertainty, insecurity, which needs to be dealt with. So from my point of view, succession planning if is a process where through extensive dialogue, communication, all these players, or at least the critical players, they all come together and kind of arrive at a clear understanding of how this transfer would happen. So there is a clear understanding and concern of each of these critical players is addressed. A good succession planning is a process where ultimately when the baton is passed on, everybody feels that, oh, this is something which we knew it was to happen and it has just happened. Thank you.